the beat goes on, and the beat goes on, beating fathers every single day. La-di-la-di-la, la-di-la-di-lay. Beat dead fathers every single day. Welcome back to Dan Justice. This afternoon, let's talk about John Harris, Wendy Flanders, other paramour, the father of her second child, 3 children, 3 fathers. John Harris spent the weekend from Friday till Monday in jail because he owed $250 he had to come up with in bag support to Wendy Foo Foo. So to this day, Wendy Flanders and Jim Wallman are still putting the fathers of her children in jail. In the best interest of the children, I want you to know. So I called James D. Wallman, Esquire, and said, James D., do you have a comment on this? And unusually, he got back to me.
Mr. Vonder, hi, this is Mr. Wallman calling. I'm returning your call from this morning about Mr. Harris. Of course, you can jump to all the conclusions you want to, but if you would like to talk to me about Mr. Harris and what's going on with him, I will be glad to have a short and to-the-point conversation. You know my number. Thank you.
To oblige Mr. Wallman, I called him back, gave him the opportunity to comment on the story. I said, Mr. Wallman, do you have any comment on this? Do you represent Wendy Flanders in the support issue whereby she put John Harris in jail last Friday until Monday to collect $250? I didn't say blood money. He said, Mr. Von Rye, that's none of your business. I said, Mr. Wallman, if I report in the story that Mr. Harris believes, and it's my understanding that you have represented Wendy Flanders for 9 years against Mr. Harris in all regards, including the support issue for which he went to jail last weekend, do you have any comment on it? Well, Mr. Wallman, if you're on the hook, his quote, with demonic relations, my quote, it's not me anymore, it's them. They are acting against the fathers, basically what he's saying. Well, thanks. More on that later. I said, Mr. Wallman, you stole John Harris's child from him.
All right, so what's the letter say, John?
It's a 4-page letter. It basically it starts off by saying, I haven't seen you in a while, and outlines a lot of the things that have happened over the last year that we've tried to get through as a result of her not coming to visits. Like I said, I basically I did a recap for her so that she could hear it and see it from my perspective over the last year. I think I had like 25 bullets that outlined how I made extraordinary attempts to try to communicate with her through Wallman and Cindy Garman, her counselor, the court system, you name it, I've tried. And I was rejected on every front. So I basically put that in writing for her to see that.
Took you about 9 years, dragging him through Hummer's court, but you eliminated him completely from his child's life. No rights, no parental responsibility, and no position. She has no father, he has no child named Brina. You even changed her name. And still you want him to pay. I said, don't you think there's a problem with that? Basically, morally, consciously. He said, and I quote, if Mr. Harris went to jail for not paying because he's not seeing his daughter, he deserves it. Wow, James D. Now we know how you really feel. You son of a gun, you purposefully, willingly, and gleefully put fathers in jail. You're a bad man, Jimmy. I said, Jim, come on. You used false accusations and lies. And Wendy's been convicted now. You used for 9 years the same lies. Many times the exact same lies. The false accusations against John Harris. Don't you have a problem with continuing to represent her in that case? No problem. From there, the conversation got relatively heated, as it does with Jimmy Bob. And he concluded by saying, Mr. Von Hart, you're not going to jail because you paid your support. I said, no, Mr. Wallman, I'm not going to jail because I'm smarter than you and I beat you, you chump. You tried every trick in the book to put me in jail, including your little demonic relation support geekies. And I beat you every time. And now it's obvious to everyone that you have been suborning perjury and destroying fathers for years for your number one Golden Girl client, Wendy Foo-Foo Flanders. God bless you all. In the meantime, John Harris will attempt to rebuild his life as millions of other fathers across the country. Daddy Justice, signing off. And the beat goes on, and the beat goes on, and the beat goes on. Deadbeat daddies every single day. No, no, no. Nay, nay, nay. Beat dead daddies, that is what we say. La 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 la. La 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 la. Dads are beaten every single day. That's the American way. Do, 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 do.